It's the first time I've ever done something like fully start to finish.
Fully start to finish. Wow, that's just amazing. It turned out really well. Were you impressed by the reaction? Because I was. I was like, wow, it turned out really, really well.
Thank you.
And there was a lot of like subtext and narrative, and there's a lot
more
of
here. Okay, good.
Yeah, yes.
He's
and
my emotional support cameraman.
The first half is something different than the last half, because there's something for me that was going on there that was like you were struggling with yourself. You had the shot of the cup that says "Enjoy life."
It's not the same without her around to brighten up your day, to make you forget about me.
The first day, I was literally like arranging my kitchen, going, I don't know what I want to have, and the cup and the chessboard came out of just going, I want to put these in, and I did, and I decided to. I don't know if anybody noticed, all the queens are missing.
Why?
Because she's missing.
She is missing. Wow.
Very.
Yeah, like I was reading so much into it. I was going through the whole thing at the beginning, and I was like, oh, he's self-sabotaging his relationships. What is going on?
No, it's so much worse than that.
So much worse than that. You murderized someone. Why
did I?
Did you? Why did you repeat out damn spot?
He's washing the blood off of his hands, and I was just like, oh, right, he killed somebody. I should quote Macbeth.
Out, damn spot. Out, damn spot. Out, damn spot.
You've been doing your filmmaking for what, like 20, 30 years?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about. I mean, yeah, I actually went to film school in 1995.
Oh my God.
I was 4 years old.
You're almost as old as Dennis. Dennis has been doing this before anyone else.
That's true.
He's like the ultimate veteran here. Like he knows. And yeah, right on.
Yeah.
It looked good because the look and feel had a mood and the tone that lent
Yeah.
itself to the narrative, and it was just so powerful. It worked all together. You couldn't do it without the visuals. Yeah.
How did you get the blood going out of the orange?
Okay, yes, my favorite effect. This is the thing that I was like, I know, before anything else, I knew I needed this. So I went out. By the way, shout out to Delaney. That blood is his. Not his blood, literally.
It's my blood. For my veins.
All right. So I went to Shoppers Drug Mart and I bought a syringe, and then I cut open one of the oranges, and then I literally just I took the blood and I pulled it into the syringe, and I had the orange up, and I just shot it into the middle, and it's literally like I tip it up. It has a couple of toothpicks stuck in the back. If anybody noticed, I don't know if it's obvious. Stood it up and then had to leave the shot immediately.
Spot.
Ellie!
You don't mind me while I just start playing Wordle here on stage? That's so good. Alex had to leave early and he just messaged me. He said, so nice seeing the film. I hate the crowds. So, I'm kidding. He loves you guys.
If there's blood in all oranges, does that mean that oranges are actually living beings that want to rise up and destroy all humanity?
Oranges are living beings that want to rise up and destroy all humanity.
Every time you cut a fruit or vegetable, they're screaming, oh, I got a muffin joke. I got a muffin joke.
Oh God, no!
Don't worry. Sean, okay, you ready for this?
He's been holding his hand up.
Hold on, I gotta tell my joke. It's so good. 2 muffins are in the oven. One muffin says, is it hot in here? And the other one screams.
You like the quiet, don't you?
One of the things that came about after I started to like solidify, okay, these are the kinds of shots, I, as I was saying to Dan, like always frame it as though someone is standing behind me. And again, that actually was something that came up, was the chair, it just happened to be there, and I was doing a test shot, and I looked at it and went, oh shit, that's permanent. I want to hear Dennis's comment.
So first of all, I really love this film.
Thank you, Dennis. Never change.
Never change, Dennis. We love you.
So I know there was a horror undercurrent to it, but to me the film was about grief and about loss, and that was the main thing. And I thought the cutting of it, so the narration was talking about the loss of the female character that we don't see, but the cutting of the knife, I thought with you kind of cutting through your own soul, your guilt.
The telltale heart. Yeah.
Trying to come to terms with the grief. That's how I interpret it. I wonder what you think of that.
Okay, well, literally, the oranges are his wife.
Yeah.
The whole point about the oranges feel the same as human flesh. You never see her body. It's because she's the oranges. So he's hallucinating. He's not actually cutting oranges. There are no actual oranges.
You'd forget your head if it wasn't attached to your...
Stop.
She loves oranges. Just keep cutting them. Right?
Because I cut up a lot of oranges. We had to do several takes. We had to do several takes, and every time you see an orange getting cut, we had to take that at least 3 times. There's 7 different angles or something that were cutting oranges. We needed a lot of oranges, but there were 35 oranges by the end because it was 5 bags of 7 oranges each. I ate oranges for a long time.
There's a lot of forgetting this month.
There is. I don't know why.
A lot of the films have the theme of forget, and I don't know what's going on.
I know.
What was it that you wanted to say?
So Peter and I were talking because we wanted to collaborate, and then it was just like bouncing ideas, and then you found a cookbook. You can talk about that.
Yeah, I don't even remember how it happened.
Yeah.
That was real.
Featuring on stage now, you were in a film.
Where am I?
This is what I wanted to show you.
A book. What are you talking about?
We just had this idea that, somebody remembers something later.
Yeah.
And it was we all do that. Oh yeah. Now I remember what.
It was edited. So basically we just kept the camera rolling, and then so I went down, we made sure we couldn't see me, and then we switched around, got her set up, and then had her pop up, and I just cut it in the edit.
Sometimes you can see like a lighting shift, like a slightest little
Yeah.
And this one I did, and I was like, oh.
Oh, you did? Oh, sweet.
No,
okay.
it was really sweet.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I tried to like blend it because the harsh cut, there was a slight lighting shift, and I was like, oh my god, this is too obvious. Then yeah.
It was like 30 seconds later. We were
Yeah, well, because there's so
It was 30 years later. Sorry.
There was a slight, I think, just placement, like where people were standing.
And sometimes you cast shadows all of a sudden that weren't there before.
But that's it.
A few years ago? It's more like 30 years ago.
Really? Oh, it seems like just yesterday you were teaching me to cook.
What I got from this is, how did I write dementia?
That's a self-answering question.
I did so many takes, and it was really hard to choose one. But they were absolutely amazing, so I'm like, I have to keep this in there somehow. Then sort of like an after-credit scene.
It's a great scene.
It is great.
It is, yeah.
So how did it
Careful,
cut you?
don't cut yourself.
Did it just slash out at you when you weren't looking?
No, I was dusting.
You were dusting.
I was
the plate.
dusting it.
Okay.
And you're like old school, like you've been part of Kino in the community for a long time. I'm not saying old, I'm saying old school. I'm old school, she's old school. Yeah.
Nice save.
Yeah.
So the way I interpret it is that your character did not call Patrick's character for 30 years.
Wow, that's.
He's just waiting by the phone, waiting.
Yeah.
And no conversation about that.
Oh, you guys reconciled.
We did. We saved our marriage.
Yeah, we're back
did.
together.
Through counseling. Actually, we were like a polyamorous relationship to save our relationship.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah?
You guys.
I'm afraid I don't know who I am without you.
We'll figure it out. Life's too short to waste time waiting.
We filmed this at your grandma's home. And she passed last night.
Yeah.
And that was, thank you for letting us do that. It was, like, it had some significance, it had some beauty that we're there doing a beautiful film.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it, that added another dimension to it that made it even more special.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for that.
And it's always nice like having that on video too, like having pieces of our house on video.
We had a great time, didn't we? Like, you guys were just like, this is so cathartic, we just want to do more. We just want to yell at each other and cry.
We were like channeling our previous breakups, and I was like, this is the therapy I can't afford regularly, so. Yeah, I was like, let's throw a glass against the wall, let's destroy everything.
Like, oh my god, I'm so mad at you.
I'm a very nice person.
I can change. Just
We shouldn't
fucking tell me what you want.
We shouldn't have to.
We don't want to communicate sometimes because we're afraid of the answers. Yes. Everything I read is personal because we're all connected on some level. What did it feel like something you related to?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, you're a great writer. Vincent's a great writer, great director. We love Vincent. You guys.
Yeah, when I read the script, I was like instantly, there are lines that I'm like, oh yeah, those are great lines that I connect with.
Like you could visualize the whole thing and like, yeah, I've been there.
Well, Vincent's so funny to work with too, because Vincent's a great actor and won't admit it. So Vincent's like, I want you to do the take just like this and acts it beautifully. And he's like, I know do that. And you're like, Vincent, you want to just like step in? Like, we can like, there's so much pressure when you act with Vincent.
No.
He's like, say the line, I'm leaving you, just like. And then I'm like, Vincent, I don't have that low, grovelly, beautiful voice.
You do have a beautiful voice though.
Aww.
Did you have to sort of decompress afterwards for a few hours or a day, like emotionally? Because, you know, doing that over and over can be hard, you know, especially if you're working on production for hours.
Honestly, I feel like right when we stopped, we were able to just hang out and instantly we would just.
We had some snacks and some great conversations about our own like personal lives and relationships.
Yeah. So we got it all out.
So it was therapeutic then.
Exactly, and it was the night with like a really, really rainy and storm, and it just.
But then we're already disarmed and we feel closer to each other, and then we spill.
Yeah, we bought samosas and everything.
Yeah, stuff. And we talked about all our damages, emotional damage.
We don't talk anymore.
If you like seeing me talk on stage, I do a show here once a month as a woman for money. So like,
she's been there.
Yeah. So if you want me to be a woman for money and talk back, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, you haven't seen it. This is why we're actually separated. She didn't support my art.
I really liked the lighting for the scenes. Yes. Was there anything specific, or you just went that just looked good?
Well, what I did is I just turned the lights off. And then I bring my own lights and I start from there.
Because it was really effective, moody, beautiful. I don't know. I really
There was something surreal about it, like you're in a dream. And she was imagining this in her head.
I was ready for a revive where you're like, I turned the lights off. I was like, yes, we look better in the dark.
We look better in the dark.
We get it.
Was there any like filters or like what were you putting on your light? Was there like any?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I could talk technical terms, but there's a Fresnel lens that I take from a busted LCD TV and I put it on top of the LED, and it creates a sort of diffusion that shows like the fall off is further from away. It looks more like that, yeah.
That's like an old-fashioned Fresnel
lens?
Oh,
no. What's that?
Like an old-fashioned Fresnel lens?
No. The back of a busted LED TV. And my lenses, I have like a soap opera filter. So on every lens, I put a filter that has microfibers that refract the light. It's like a pro mist, right? And it makes that romantic soap opera look.
I was thinking maybe we could.
That was actually Alex's idea.
Yeah, when initially you had her just talking and walking away.
And walking away.
And I was like, well, what if we take a moment when she's walking, we look at each other, and we have that internal thought at the same time of like, we could have this conversation right now, we know we want to have it, and then we just don't have it.
Yeah.
And I think we've all been in that situation where she walked past me, pushed the hand on my shoulder, and look at her, and I'm like, I know what you were doing, and she's like, I know what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then we decided to just walk and ignore it. So that was my idea, I guess. That's cool.
It made the film. It made the film. As soon as he mentioned that, I'm like, hands down, we're doing that. He's like, no, I don't want to stuff. No, we're doing that. That's brilliant. Thank you.
But again, it's like working with great people. Like Dahlia's such an amazing actress, so natural, and Vincent's an amazing director. So it's just easy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to say one of the best nights. It was so much
good.
fun.
We keep having fun. Last month we were on stage here doing like some interpretive dance breakup thing.
Yeah. That was really good.
It was
That was really good too.
And Scott is moving away.
Yes, he's moving back to Toronto, but no, he'll be back up here a lot and everything.
Yeah.
You idiots!
And, you know, we're still gonna do stuff, and, oh yeah, for sure. And
It's fun because you do stuff as friends and it brings people closer and you create memories. And I love that. I love that.
yeah, I mean, honestly, no joking, like, I was a bit of a shut-in for a while, and this Kino's helped me a lot do stuff. And, everyone, thank you, it's been awesome. And hearing everyone laugh at my stupid stuff, and especially Francis's more stupider stuff, it's really heartwarming, and it's nice to think of Vince, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We gotta get this skit done for the Kino Festival. We can't disappoint Vincent, the festival director.
Vincent. Yes, Vincent, the festival director.
How did you do the close-ups? Because you're like, there's a wide shot of all you three on the couch, and then it punches in close-up.
Well, I finally remembered to shoot in 4K, so that helped.
So you digitally zoomed in.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Some are actually wide shots, some are actually close shots too, so a combination.
I just want to take an informal poll, and it's okay, you won't offend me or anything like that. I have no ego, or it's been shattered years ago by my ex-wife. Anybody who saw this and saw me compared to the flashbacks, who thought, gee, he's put on a lot of weight. Okay, good, thanks. All right. I was like, oh my God. It was like a wake-up call. Yeah, now I pointed it out, but his roommate saw it and was like, hey, that guy put on a lot of weight. And I was like, yeah, good. Now everyone is, but sorry, that was uncomfortable. Anyone have any questions?
You look great!
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
And the salt, of course, is present in the blue dolphin semen at each and every chocolate bar.
56 now, and the hair's gone, and yeah.
You're also an amazing actor.
Oh, thank you very much.
There's no acting involved. You're just bringing your own personality on.
Yeah, I mean, I really do play a broken down, middle-aged man, bitter middle-aged man sort of thing. So I go with that, and he's a really good Mo, and I guess I'm a bit curly, so.
Yeah, it wasn't big.
Jacques Cartier Bridge. Yes. I will never forget you. Dude, that has been in my head for a whole week. I'm not gonna lie, a whole week. The backup vocals, where did you find those?
So there's a website called Epidemic Sound that allows you to download the whole song, and then you can take musical instruments from the song, and you're allowed to use them. Ooh, so if you're into it, it's not a free site, but it's a great place to get samples and beats. And
this was your footage.
It was all my footage, yeah.
And you filmed it with like a Super 8?
I did, yeah, with a Super 8 camera. I went to the Jacques Cartier. I don't know if you guys know the Jacques Cartier Bridge. It's such a beautiful bridge. It's this old bridge from like the 1920s. And there's these apartment buildings underneath, and it's like a big brother that protects the apartment buildings. And when you walk across, it's so beautiful, it shakes, and you're like, and then you go across, and then you can sit in the park or go to La Ronde. It's really a beautiful piece of architecture.
The Jacques Cartier Bridge, summer sun, 30 degrees, walk across, feel the breeze.
I just walked around with the camera handheld, and just like, then walked 15 feet, and then walked underneath and around and over it, and just kind of shot it as I went along.
And you wrote this poem. This was like a poem. You wrote it.
Yeah, because I used to walk across sometimes you want to be by yourself. And when I'm by myself, I go to Montreal and I walk across. You can walk from Old Montreal, along Notre Dame, across the Jacques Cartier Bridge to Parc Jean Drapeau, and then take the metro back.
The Jacques Cartier Bridge, I can see towers so high, a smile on my face, a tear in my eye.
Yeah, what was the name of that bridge?
Good question.
The Jacques Cartier Bridge, I would love it. Was this your first film?
Yes, it is.
Wow. All right, so.
The doctor prescribed this very strong medication that is supposed to prevent this from happening. Uh-huh. Which I forgot to take earlier.
You filmed some of it on your phone and some of it, or is it all on your phone?
half of it's on my phone and the rest of the half is on my friend's phone because my phone got too full for storage. So.
Because some of it was filmed like vertically and the other one was like horizontally.
Yes, it was. Because I didn't want to display the mess in my friend's girlfriend's apartment. So.
Okay, babe, I'm heading out. I'll see you later.
Okay, babe, see you later.
Oh wow! So your friend is here tonight?
Yes, he is.
Wow! It was wonderful, wonderful. It's easy when you start to work with your friends. What's the challenge of working with your friends?
Oh boy, well, as he put it out, trying to film it 2 weeks before the deadline or a few weeks, that was a bit challenge and the time, so.
It was well received. Were you encouraged by how the crowd received it?
Yes, I did say it was supposed to be funny and a bit dramatic, and I heard some laughs, so that's to me is a good sign.
Oh yes, it's a good sign. So again, you understand the beats and stuff after a while. It's wonderful. Let's go straight to questions.
Okay.
I bet you learned a lot. Can you share with us one of the top things that you learned that you'll take for the next film you make?
Oh, good question.
Okay, well, to try to, it's hard working under stress, but I kept it at a minimum level because, it was about the time and if we were going to be able to film those specific locations. But thank God at Petro-Canada off of, I guess, Bronson Avenue, at least they were able to let us film there as long as I was a paying customer.
So yeah, as long as you're pumping gas throughout the whole shoot.
The parking lot, yes.
Why the red room?
Like she dances and then she goes into the light.
Oh.
So I chose red just because I thought it would really
it was
red to
something
white
else.
and then
Oh, where did you film this?
in my house.
Oh, and you put like red drapes and stuff, and it was just
So
like.
I put white sheets all down and then had like red lights.
Why dance?
Why dance? So basically this film is about how like trauma, I get a lot of flashbacks and like I've dealt with some stuff as we could see in the film, and I dance to release that, to cope with it, and as I dance the memories kind of fade and it's just dance, acting.
I love it. And dance art, sometimes words can only go so far.
Mm-hmm.
And you turn into dance or visuals and stuff. I love the dance as an expression. It's like, we don't see a lot of that. There was a lot going on there. There was addiction, there was abuse, there was so much. I don't even know where to begin, and I don't want to dig into. What was the freedom at the end? How did that come about? Like you freed yourself?
Yeah, so it's just dancing and doing something, distracting my mind.
Yeah.
That's how I freed myself from the thoughts in the moment. It's just doing something I love, doing something that like really gets me out of my body, out of my mind.
It almost seemed to me like even though you were like passed out on the mattress, inside your head you were dancing. And you had always been dancing.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Wow.
Very cool.
Thank you. You can take that.
It was there the whole time. It was there the whole time.
It's meant for. Yeah.
That's what I love, the interpretations of people watching the film.
We've lost, we've all lost our way before. We've gone too far away from home. We're stuck.
So basically, I did the whole, like I just danced it one time, and then I took it all down because I got really self-conscious. I meant to do it like more takes and everything, but I did that, and then I went back after a few days, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna set this all up again, so I'll just go with it.
The movements.
It worked really well.
Absolutely, the movements were very powerful.
Thank you so much.
And you were saying what you couldn't with words with the movements.
Yes.
Ramin, you were like trying to like figure out your password.
Yeah, I was trying.
That was pretty funny. This is your second film.
Yeah, second and first, specifically for Kino.
Specifically film like with a narration, like a narrative film.
Yeah, and for
structure.
Kino. So if Kino wasn't there, that wouldn't happen. So thanks for
thank
that.
you so much. Are you? Wow. No. Were you encouraged by the reaction you got from the crowd?
Yeah, I
They were
Alright,
laughing
more
all the way
than-
through. Did you expect that?
Yeah, I didn't actually. So that's actually one moment to stand out because, like, I actually didn't plan the crowd laughing at some moments. That's why dialogues run under the laughs sometimes. So this is something to like keep in mind for the next one.
What is your password?
Good question.
Oh no. My password is password. Yeah, it's really confusing. If you ever need to do like a really kick-ass password, just do a sentence. People never think about that. Like a whole sentence. You will remember that and no one can crack that. A sentence. Like Vincent is beautiful, or Vincent has beautiful eyes, or Vincent
Nobody
is
can crack
alive.
that.
Right, Dad?
Vincent has a great ass.
I love it.
I had the chance that with this, the kind of camera was pretty close to me at all the shots, so I could actually watch myself. So it wasn't, but you know, being behind the camera and directing is easier. The particular the challenge I had at the end was the knife, because I had to put it with that. I was stretching a lot in the weeks to be able to pull that up. So.
Are you thinking of like working with actors behind the camera at one point soon?
I mean, that would be my preference, but obviously I didn't know anyone, and no one knew me.
Well, you have friends, yeah. We have friends now.
So yeah, I just wanted to like start with myself because I feel like if you're not experienced enough, you gonna waste everybody's time on set. So it's like.
Well, that's why you have to choose the right people on set.
Are you on Ottawa Actors in Facebook?
Yeah.
That's a good place to ask for help.
If you ever have any questions, just reach out to me and I'll tell you that Natalie is horrible to work with. And, I'll let you...
The sound effects at the end, I mean, this is your soundscape of just like a collection of different noises you've collected over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of created the movie for the last part because it was so fun just downloading sound effects and adding them together.
At the end they murdered you like multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I didn't actually stretch it further was because I thought the audience would get bored. Otherwise it would last for an hour.
Yeah. So knowing that you were holding a knife to the back of your neck behind your back, was it a real knife?
Yeah, of course.
You were very brave, sir.
I mean, it's actually pretty hard to kill yourself with this position. I would have chosen this or that. But.
Fair points.
Yeah.
So you're stabbing yourself in the back. There's like something deep going on there. It's like an examination of self-sabotage.
You know what? I'm gonna write that down.
I'm not a fan of voiceover as a rule, although I love what everybody else does. I just think that's amazing because it's so poetic. And I wanted to do something similar, and
I tried to remember. I know that at one time I used to know. At least, I think I did.
We're supposed to start off being in nature.
Nature,
and
yes.
gradually becoming urban.
Urban.
So, but I ended up shooting shots at Alfred's. That's what the country roads in Alfred's.
Great shots you got.
Yeah. So, instead of in nature, I just made like country.
We knew what types of things we wanted to get, but I didn't have a structure or a specific shot list. I just knew that I didn't want to be looking at things exactly the way one normally looks at them. So that's the close-ups of like pine needles and things like that just aren't quite. And I loved his shot in Alfred. I got it right this time. Alfred. That looked like liminal spaces, but out in nature. And because the liminal spaces I see online have a very distinct lonely feeling to them. And I find a lot of times with our memory issues, feels lonely.
One thought becomes a trap. Ensnaring, restricting, choking, suffocating. A small, insignificant detail that eclipses all others with its grip.
So I just kind of freestyle talked that part of what the memories are like and how sometimes one can think in little fragments of memories that kind of all conglomerate into one memory that isn't accurate in any way. Or there's big memories that you can only remember one little tiny fraction of a piece.
This was about your mother.
It was about my mother and just in general issues with memory. It started with my mother because she has dementia and now she's a pod person. And that sounds kind of awful and cold, but everything that made her her is gone. She just looks like her, she sounds like her, she has no memories of her actual life, and when you tell her things that she doesn't like, she will yell and scream and freak out because she doesn't know what reality and truth is. And I started to imagine what that must be like.
I still am. Right?
We know what memories should be there, we know what we're thinking of, and sometimes the two don't really connect.
Yeah.
Well, rewatching it knowing that adds a different element, because I watched it originally, I didn't know.
Instead of having some flashbacks, I just added more slow motion, basically. That's sort of where I'm filling the gaps. I would have had possibly like more breaks in between the sentences, but I'm great at putting things off to the last minute and terrible at reaching out to people, so that would require me to do both, and so that got cut.
I don't want to see him look at me like a stranger again.
She's finally saying goodbye to something that he's been there through every single life.
Doesn't she get enjoyment of falling in love again?
Ooh.
After 1,000 years, maybe not.
Well, the beginnings of like the infatuations and the whole.
Hopefully, but then you know she has to deal with like dating apps and stuff. She hasn't done this before. You know how terrible that would be.
Here's a movie.